Hey, what's going on? Welcome to After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. I'm your host, the romantic funny man, Shawn Cornelius, and you are here tonight. I want to thank BronxNet for having us here on this Monday night, and it's fantastic. So we got a great show for you. I got a very fun show tonight. I'll tell you who I got coming up in a second, but pretty much I want to thank BronxNet for keeping me aired through this, and also you can catch me on BronxNet.org. Some of you have been asking about where you can catch me at. You can catch me at BronxNet 10:30 Monday nights, and BronxNet.org will be showing episodes of After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. And I thank you so much for tuning in and watching the shows and leaving the comments that you've left so far. So much. But tonight, let me get into tonight's show. Tonight's show, I have a guest on that I've known for over 20 years. And we can talk about that, but it goes back to 2000, the year 2000. So that would make it 22 years, basically. Where we can get into some stuff. I know he wants to reveal some things, and it's his television. So I hope he holds back on some of the things that he wants to reveal, because I know some things too. When you know somebody 20 years, you know that, but everybody has conversations about you. So he's been a very good friend of mine. So anytime you have somebody in your life for over 20 years, they're very good. We've been through some ups. We've been through some downs. We've been through some we almost fought one time, and we got that together, but we didn't fight because we both said we would have beat each other down. So we'll talk about that coming up. But he's been a very good friend and a confidant. He's also a comedian who has done some fantastic shows with me, and we've worked together, and I've done some with him, and it's been a wonderful friendship. Knowing this man, Greg Big Daddy Patterson. And that's really the only time I'm going to call him Big Daddy. And he knows that when I'm doing this show. Other than that, I just call him Greg. Has to happen. But he's a fun dude. You guys are going to enjoy him. He's done some things. He's got a very, very good mind. And he's also a fun-loving dude. And we're just going to go back. We're going to go down memory lane tonight. We're going to have a good time. So let me just bring him out, stop talking about him so much, because he's back there grinning backstage, because I don't talk too much about him. Greg Big Daddy Patterson, welcome him to the stage. What's going on, brother?
Shawn Cornelius, what's up, brother?
Everything
Always
is good,
a pleasure.
man.
We talk every other day, man. But let me get this straight now. It's Greg Big Daddy Light Patterson now. So I'm just gonna let you know that right now.
Oh, well, I was never told about that light part.
I lost 135 pounds, so Big Daddy Light.
Congratulations,
like,
brother.
Put a little mocha in that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you can't use mocha, because mocha's already being used by your partner.
Hey, I already lost it. I could put mocha back in it now. You know what I'm saying? I can cheat a little bit. You know.
All right, man. I'll let you go. You're on the show as a guest, so you can do what you want to do with what's happening.
Yeah, coming back to Charleston, South Carolina, baby.
Yeah, I didn't mention Charleston, South Carolina, because I figured you was going to mention. There's a lot of things that I didn't talk about that I'm sure that you're going to bring up and communicate. But Greg Big Daddy, you're known around Charleston, South Carolina, where I used to live at, and that's how we met at the Comedy Zone downtown over 22 years ago. Doing stand-up comedy, man, and it's been a heck of a ride, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been a great ride, man. It's been an up and down roller coaster, like you said before, man. We've been through the highs and the lows together, man, and it was a pleasure going through with you, through you, because of you.
I didn't know about the through me part but I know about the because of me and all that other stuff. So
well,
that works out fine.
First thing first, I've said this to you 100 times before, man. But when I started doing comedy, I was the only African American in the group, because let's just say the class above me had already moved on. Sean Jones, Ice Cream. You, of course, and I moved on. So I was like the only black guy left, and all the white guys kind of like put me on the back burner because they thought I was funny. So they definitely didn't want to give me a chance. But you walked in there, man, and you told me, man, if you really want to do this, man, here's my number. Hit me up, and we've been cool ever since, man. So I appreciate that, man.
Oh man, you're welcome, man. You know, when just like I've been given opportunities, I try to give opportunities as well. So when you were down there at the Comedy Zone downtown Charleston, I walked in and you were out there doing it.
Yeah.
That's how, you know what I mean?
Big ups to Tony Kemp. He had a lot to do with that. So big ups to Tony Kemp as well.
Yeah, yeah. Big up to Tony Kenson. I talk to Tony. I know every now and then here, and Tony has gone through his health issues, but he's maintaining and doing his thing and handling his business. He's wished me well on my situations, and I know he's wished you well. You know,
Yeah.
when you get older, you know you do certain things, you go through certain things that you don't go through when you're younger. So we're all
Yeah.
still hanging. Sean Jones is still doing his thing. Ice Cream is still doing his thing down in Georgia. And Brian Shirley's still doing his thing
Yeah.
all over the
Brian.
place. Dave
Yeah.
Evans.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of us going, man. Let me ask you a
Must be
question.
Sling.
Let's get started about Big Daddy. You know I'm only gonna call you that during this show, Big Daddy
All right.
Light.
All right. I got you, man. We can stay with Greg. We know it's just Greg. You know, we
Cool.
on the
All
show.
right. Well, this is the TV show, so I'll call you what you want me to call you, man.
Greg,
tell the people where you're originally from, how you got started doing comedy, and because we talked a little bit about it, and just tell them about yourself a little bit, man. Let's rock and roll.
Okay. Well, I got started. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan. My mother, my dad met up there, and my dad was from this area. My mother was actually from Thompson, Georgia, but her family moved up to Detroit in the 40s, and they got married and they moved back down here. I think I was like fourth grade, fifth grade, something like that. And I just saw things on a different level than most people. I don't know. I'm a kind of person that, you know, even though I had people around me, I kind of was by myself and stuck to myself, just more like a loner. And, you know, I just got into a lot of different things. But where comedy came through for me is way back in the day when comedy used to come on everything, not just like, you know, Def Comedy Jam and stuff, but like when like Drew Carey and Brett Butler and Jeff Foxworthy used to come on these shows late at night, because at the time I was working in a finance company, and it was like about 100 miles out of town, and I used to commute back and forth. So sometimes I would just sit there and try to think of jokes on my own without really actually knowing what I was doing. Then I started reading a book on it, and I decided one day to go out to an open mic night that Tony Kemp was doing at the Comedy Zone here in Charleston.
Yeah, he was doing it down at Henry's, down at the bar.
I actually started when it was at Desperados.
Okay, I remember Desperados, yes.
Yeah, I started with Desperados, and they moved it downtown, and Tony made us sign contracts that you had to be clean. And it was kind of like a godsend in a way, because at that point that you had to be clean, so to get on stage, you still had to be funny. And so it made you really go back in the lab and really work on your material and stuff, man. But I was a physical kind of comic and stuff, man. I used my size, being like 340 pounds, dancing around the stage and stuff, because I ain't had no jokes.
You're at 340 pounds, you're dancing around stage. You didn't get tired, you didn't get, you wasn't,
Man, it's the funniest thing, Shawn. I wasn't tired till after the show. I was so hyped, to get a chance to get on the show. It was weird. I couldn't eat or nothing. I couldn't drink or nothing before I got on stage. If I knew I was going up. And just one night you came through with a couple of guys, and I guess you guys had just came back from Myrtle Beach, if I'm not mistaken. And you came in and you talked to me a little bit and everything, and I still remember that night, because when you walked through the door, you were like the king of Winterfell or something, like that's Shawn Cornelius, that's Shawn Cornelius.
Oh, whatever, man, whatever.
I'm trying to say, man, it's like I saw like 3 black guys walking in. I thought we was about to get robbed. I'm like, what's going on? What is black doing coming through the club, and no one's stopping them at the door, man? Because it's always been just white guys and me. I was the token black dude, man. And then when y'all came through, I didn't know you was a superstar. And then they're like, you've been on BET and stuff. I'm like, oh, really? Wow. That's pretty impressive.
Listen, man, I wasn't no superstar. I
Hey,
wasn't no
listen,
superstar.
in Charleston, South Carolina, in Charleston, South Carolina, now I'm not even going to front now. In Charleston, South Carolina, Shawn Cornelius was a superstar. You had the radio show. You was the replacement. I mean, you
Oh,
just there was so much people. You remember the time when me and you our first time we hung out? You might not remember. We went over to Tarsia's house for her birthday party. The first time me and you ever hung out together, we went over to Tarsia's house for a birthday party.
okay.
And that's the first time I heard you sing. That's the first time I heard you sing, man. I was like, this dude can sing for real. He can sing, man. I was going to throw my drawers, but
Okay, listen, this show ain't about me. It ain't about you throwing no draws nowhere. About me doing nothing.
we had
Okay,
a good
you was
time
doing good
together,
with your
man.
story. Yes, we did.
We had a good time, man. We had a good time, man. And then we started really having conversations. That what it was, and it turned out we both was daddy boys. That really
Right,
when it sank
right.
in. And the funny part about that is when my dad was telling me, like, yeah, this guy you supposed to be going out of town with, man. I kind of want to know this guy, just to meet him, just in case something happens. I want to have somebody that I'm like, I'm a grown man, I'm 30-some years old. I got kids, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm not gonna tell that man you need to meet him and all this stuff. And then you come riding up and your dad like, yeah, who's this? Oh, yeah, make sure, man. This my boy right here. I want no
Exactly.
problems.
Exactly.
Well, I guess you gotta come meet my dad now, man. I gotta meet
That,
yours.
that's the way it was, man. That's the way Charleston. That's the way folks are down
Yeah,
south,
yeah,
man. So,
yeah, yeah,
but you've done so much, man. You've done like you were doing that. You were doing you were getting people money. You were getting people loans.
yeah,
You were doing stand up comedy. You was holding
yeah,
on and doing things on that level. But you also we're going to talk about that in the second half, relationships and love and all that good stuff. But you've held on to a marriage for quite some time, a
yeah.
long time.
29 years, man.
29 years married, man. And
Yeah,
Cheryl was really cool with me as well,
yeah.
um, doing what we do.
We had
Stand up.
we had that apartment, and we had your room, and it's like it was Sean's room. Now our apartment still we got your room over. That's Sean's room. We don't even go in the room.
Yeah, but
Sean's not here. We don't even go in the room.
they don't need to know all that, man.
You know, and check the Sean's room lately. I said, no, Sean ain't here. Check his room for.
I forgot. I kind of forgot who I had on the show who was telling all my business. Who don't need to be telling certain business. Who don't need to be telling certain
But
things about me.
you were like, man, I still can never ever forget the time, man, when I was going down to have surgery, man, and you surprised me. Surprised us, man. I still can't. I was
Well,
just,
listen, man, we're friends. We were
yeah,
closer than what we were closer to, and you can tell them about that because going through what you went through, and me having to go through what I went through, and and us doing what we have to do. I had no other choice but to come down and be by your side or be by your wife's side or family side and pray and do the things that I did. That's how close our friendship became.
yeah,
That's how tight we became.
yeah,
Uh, and tell them basically, you were doing a stand up comedy. You came on the road quite a few times. It was we had some road gigs that we went on that were very fun.
yeah.
When did you start? When did you start? Did you start being serious about comedy after we? I mean, I know you were serious about it, but when you started getting on the road.
Yeah. Sean, the thing about it is that I started doing comedy because it was something that I just wanted to do. But I already had a career and raising kids and, didn't have a whole lot of, free time, especially driving as much as I was driving and stuff, back and forth from uh, Orangeburg. Um,
Mm.
and I think I had just got back to Charleston. I think I just got back to Charleston. I only been back to Charleston like about 6 months. And that's when I really started really trying to, do it. And it was a couple of guys like Ryan Shirley and Jay Moore that was giving me some pointers and stuff like this. But I didn't know if I could get real serious about it until I met you. And we went on the road that first time. We went on the road to Murray, Kentucky. The first time, Murray, Kentucky, Murray State University.
Murray State.
And and I had a good gig, and we were in the limo and all that stuff. And I'm like, I think I can get into this.
Yeah, but you did well, and you were doing well. You're doing shows. You were opening up. I remember we went to Beaufort, and we bounced over to quite a few places.
Oh yeah,
Charleston and
Eden, North Carolina was the first one. Eden, North Carolina was the first one with Brother from the Fifth Floor was there the week before or 2 weeks before that, and then we came out there and did that show, and it was this one really cocky guy from I don't know, I think it was from New York and everything, and I came up before him, and he was a little bit nervous, like, because I guess he didn't expect me to do well, but I did well, and then he had to press a little bit, but you was there to bring it home, so it was all good. So and I think at that time, and then we realized that we couldn't stay in the same room together.
You're not going to bring up another memory, are you going to bring up something that ain't supposed to be brought up?
Man, hey, listen, that air conditioner need to be down a little bit. It's too warm in here, man. But I can't sleep like this, dog. I'm telling you, man. But we're going to have to get 2 rooms from this point forward, bro. I can't have this.
Yeah, we've been through some things.
Yeah,
we've been through some things. 22 years, obviously. I know you're gonna bring it up, so you might as well tell them. You want to tell them about the almost fight? You could tell them about that. I don't even remember what started it, but I remember us being behind Henry's downtown.
When we went to Pittsburgh, and you brought that clown to come with us. I forgot what he called himself.
I remember the comedian. Yeah, the comedian. Yeah.
And I told him, I said that I think Shawn has the talent to go all the way to the top. And something he took those same words and told you something different. He totally took it out of context than what I was saying to him. And maybe it's because he wanted to be the second hand. I guess he wanted to take my place. He wanted to, and you came to me. That was my fault, because you came to me like a man. You wanted to talk to me about it. Like your chief. Well, I mean, thought me and you boys, you will be talking about me and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not talking about you. And the tone, we was out fussing for about probably 30 minutes for. We was ready to bail. I told dude, if you say one more word, just say one, please. Just say one more word. Just say something, please.
Yeah.
He was like, nah, G, you're not gonna do nothing to him. Don't tell me what I'm gonna do. You don't run nothing. And Tony was like, hey, Bo. Hey, man, I like you both, man, but I'm not gonna get between you. But I'm gonna have to call the cops here.
Yeah. We was kind of the rowdy black guys that was going to do something. So I do remember that. That was the only time, and I was like, oh Lord, listen, man. Yeah, all right. So we got past that,
Oh yeah, we went to Wild Wings. It was done. We was.
And for those people that don't know, Wild Wings is fantastic for us. Wild Wings is one of the places that we go and we sit and we have wings and we talk, and it's downtown. I mean, it's down in Charleston, and it's in that area. What's the area up in north?
North area.
In the north area.
North Charleston.
And we just chill.
Yeah.
But you wanted to. What were your aspirations about doing stand up? Because you were in it, and we were doing comedy shows. What aspirations did you have to do stand up, and where'd you get them from?
I think like my dad was very, very funny, very, very funny. This is my son. That's okay. He comes out the room every now and then to see if we're still alive. But yeah, my dad was always very funny, and my whole family was very funny and everything. And I was like an A student in school, and I could get away with doing things and could blame it on other students because they're not gonna blame the A student.
Right, right,
I can always blame it on the dumb students.
right, right.
I can't say that anymore. The challenged students. So that was kind of funny, but yeah, I sat and a lot of the shows, and I really watched you, even though we kind of know each other material. Just watch how you dealt with the audience, and that was the whole thing, was learning how to deal with the audience and just sitting back and staying humble. You was very humble about everything that you was doing, man. Everybody was hyping you up and this and that and stuff, but you was just still Shawn. You never tried to be nobody else but Shawn, and that's I want to be just like that. I want somebody to like, oh, duh, nah. I'm just this.
Yeah, but with you, what I've known about you, Greg, you've got a strong ego, and it's not always a bad ego. Sometimes it's but it's a powerful type of energetic type of thing that you get, obviously, that you've got from people that you've met. And but it's a part of you.
Yeah,
When you do your comedy. I
yeah.
remember Buford. I remember you got
Oh,
off
yeah,
stage and
yeah.
you
That
want
wasn't my
you
best.
left me.
That was my finest moment.
Yeah, you left it up to me because you talked trash to the people as you was leaving stage, and left it up to me to calm them down and get and have things right.
Yeah,
Um,
that
but
wasn't my finest moment.
no, it wasn't.
I
But
kind of let the what was the thing I told them? I was like, they their high school textbooks is out there.
yeah, you passing their books or whatever, passing their books. They got their books from somewhere, but it was very negative, and you
Yeah.
got on stage. Well, what have you learned, man? What if, because we've been through the pandemic, we've been through a lot of things. Where are you still doing stand up today? Obviously.
Um, Other than like maybe a couple of church events, um, which I'm a very, very spiritual as well as you are. Again, from our roots, and other than just doing a couple of church events, I really haven't. I did a couple of things for Tony since the pandemic, uh,
Okay.
and also Roses over in West Ashley.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, I did Roses in West Ashley since the pandemic, and a couple of things for Tony, and a couple of church events. But I don't really. Oh, and I was out pretty much doing a lot of open mics. Just working on some. I mean, after the pandemic, you got to get up and say something, man. I mean,
Right.
there's so much to talk about. From
Sure.
your view on everything. So yeah, I went out and did some open mics and stuff, and actually, me and Brian Shirley had got together, and I started handling some of Brian gigs doing trivia and bingo, and I make that funny, just
Okay.
messing with people, in the audience and stuff like that, um, and every time I come there, like, yeah, you said this about my wife last time. It was so funny. Tell her she's got blonde hair. Like, okay, but um, as far as like getting on the road type stuff, not so much. I've actually, to be honest with you, Shawn, this past weekend I was approached by a lady about doing that same spot that Tony had, where we did the dinner on Friday night and Saturday night, the dinner and the show.
Which place was this?
This is the one over there in Somerville.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
It's
By
the
the
same,
hotels.
yeah, the same spot, the same
Right. Right.
spot. And I told her,
Okay.
so we used to do comedy out of there. And she's like, oh, you need to talk to this guy. And he came and talked to me a little bit, and he's gonna get with his partners, and because he really wants to do. They tried trivia, it didn't work out, and I'm like, well, you should have been trying bingo. I don't think trivia is gonna work at some of them.
Right. Right.
I don't think trivia is gonna work in Somerville. No, not at all, not at all. Bingo, yeah. Trivia, nah, it's not gonna work. But
Okay. Well, I mean, leaving out some of the adventures that we've had, because we've had a lot of adventures, man.
yeah,
We've had a lot of things. We've had a lot of things that we
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 got
obviously.
we got stranded in in We got stranded in Murray, Kentucky, because the where we was gonna catch the we were on the bus. Where we were gonna catch the bus at is like 120 miles or 100 hour and 20 minutes away from where we were, and no one picked us up to take us back to the bus. I'm like, isn't this something? I got to be to work.
Yeah, because you were still doing your job, and I
Yeah, I
and
was
I was
doing
just
my
doing
job.
stand up. So it
I can
was
imagine calling my boss like, "Yo, I can't make it in today because I'm in Murray, Kentucky doing stand-up comedy."
yeah, we was in Kentucky doing that show.
Yeah,
We had some good times, man, and I'm very
yeah,
appreciative of all the good times and the lessons learned.
yeah.
As we continue as we carried on, because again, we talked about your job, you talked about doing what you were doing, and it was doing that, and then you were doing stand up comedy as well, hanging out with me, getting me in trouble, and it's like all kind of things that you were doing and taking
Getting you
care
in
of
trouble.
business.
Getting you in trouble. Okay,
Yeah,
you
pretty.
know what? This is your show. We'll stick with that. We'll stay right there. We won't go
Nah,
past
nah,
that.
but we'll leave it where it is. We
Leave it
know
right
what
there.
happened.
Leave get you in trouble.
We we know what
Man,
happened. But
I did so much blocking. I should be in the Hall of Fame, bro.
listen, some of that blocking you did on your own. Sometimes you
I
pick
should have
and
been in the
choose.
Hall of Fame, bro. I was an
Uh,
all pro left tackle, bro. All pro.
I don't want to have any issues with this connection. So keep that conversation away that you have in this
Yeah,
conversation. But let me ask
yeah.
you a question. If I was a guy and a girl, and there's a guy and a girl comes up to you to ask you about being a stand-up comic, what would you tell them? What advice would you give them about starting and do stand-up comedy? Start with the guy
Okay.
in 2 minutes
Well,
or
as far as
less.
that, is the thing that I had to learn that sometimes I fell into a trap of taking the same topic and trying to turn it to a different maybe changing it to a different uh, point or making another point of the same topic, but it's still the same
Right,
topic.
right,
You lived your own life. You know your own life. You've lived your life. You know what you're about. You know what has happened. So you have to learn how to write your own truth because when it comes out, especially when it comes out, it's so much more fresh and it's so much more you, and you get to tell people about you. I was still a very private person. I really didn't want to tell a lot of people because a lot of people walk up to me and talk to me like, "Oh, I didn't even know you were married," because I never talk about being married.
right,
I never talk about my kids,
right,
because I wanted that to be different. I didn't want to talk about my kids and stuff. But then I've learned that I could tell a lot more stuff talking about my kids and my family life and everything, other than what outside of what I was doing. And as for a guy, everyone's gonna have a relationship situation and stuff, but bring something else to the table. Something else about you to that table. I could talk about the times that I just sat and read comic books because that's what I did. I read comic books, man, and that
right,
was my life. Um,
right.
so it's just a lot of things that you could, do as a male that don't have to be cliche.
Sure.
Same stuff.
Well, what
And
about a female? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I don't know if you're not finished.
on females, they're our left side. They're our left side of our brain. Just most females when I hear them talk, some of the things they say and from their perspective is so fresh to me anyway because I'm a male. I don't think like a female.
Right,
On the
right,
other hand, I would tell them to be true to themselves and don't be the same type of joke, the sexual jokes and stuff like that. It would be something a little different, like I said, everyone has lived their life. Everyone's had a job, everyone's had a career, everyone's had situations that they could talk about other than the same cliche.
right, right. So don't be the same. Don't be the same talking about sex, and don't on that level. Try to come from somewhere else. A lot of
Right.
times when I learned my 10 year, man, I learned just be who you are and talk about the situations you go through, and it was so much better, regardless
Yeah.
if we had the same situations or same scenarios. It's always different because we're different people.
Yes.
and things on that level. And you just got to attack the stage that way. Talk about some of the things that make you laugh, because it's not going to make the other person laugh, because it may not
Right.
do that in real life. So you just handle
Yes.
your business the way you handle it, bring it
Yes.
across. And those are the things that I learned from J. Anthony Brown and guys like that, man, and George Wallace and coming through. So basically, I mean, that's good stuff, man. And and before we go to a break, man, did you enjoy your ride, or are you enjoying your ride through making people happy and laughing and doing all that on that level?
Oh
Because
yeah, 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 absolutely, absolutely. And even right now, like I work part time at Enterprise, and we have like about 40 drivers there. And when I walk through the door, I individually have an ongoing conversation with each one of those people. So when I walk through the door, they'll meet me, or something I've said to them or whatever kind of relationship I've had with them. And when I walk, I don't even have to say anything. And they're like, why are they always picking on you? Because I don't mess with them so much. So I just gonna sit back and watch them come at me. So yeah, it's all good. It's still a comedy in me.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. That's fantastic. Well, you've been kicking back and relaxing the whole half hour, but I'm gonna give you some more time to just cool out and relax. Let the people know if there's someone out there watching the show that wants to get in contact with you, where they can get in contact with you, how they can get in contact with you before we take a short break.
Yeah, you can still reach me. My email is still the same, gpatterson442@gmail.com. Uh, you can reach me at journeytransport29414@gmail.com. And my number has not changed at all.
I wouldn't give out your cell phone number.
Yeah, they can call me, bro. It's all good. They can call me.
That's a lonely man that gives out his phone number.
You can call me, man. I'm not telling you I'm gonna answer the phone, because if I don't know the number, I'm gonna tell you spam. You're definitely spam. But I got another number. It's 843 609-7335. That's a like a business line that you could call me on.
That's how you know when you're getting a little older. You got to look up to the sky and figure out that number. I saw you trying to figure out that number, looking up, brother. I
was
saw
trying to figure out what is Thursday night. What's something supposed to come on tonight? Oh, that's right, football. Dang.
Yeah, you're about to let that go. It's all good, man. All right, listen, Greg, Big Daddy Patterson, we're gonna let you take a break. Because we know how you're an older guy. You might have to use the restroom, but we're going. He didn't like that one.
Sooner or later, it's coming, dude.
But I tell all my guests that we take a break, you use the restroom, whatever. So, and we'll be back. In the next segment we get into is the romantic segment. So you gotta get loose and let me know some things, because I'm gonna ask some questions and they might get heated for you.
Okay. That sounds like I might have to go me some water now.
All right. Well, we'll be right back with more After Dark with Shawn Cornelius and Greg Big Daddy Patterson.
Hey, it's Bethany Brown. I played Null, or Janet Petty, in The Flash. Shawn Cornelius, your new movement, Enough is Enough? Phenomenal. Man, everybody let your voice be heard and go support Shawn's campaign, Enough is Enough. It's time. Bye. As I walk through my
I'm Terrence Weatherspoon reporting live for the No News Network. Since you Facebook reporters stole all the reports in the news, I'm waiting on my check from Donald Trump. Going to Hawaii. Make sure you got my address, not my mom and them address. This is Terrence Weatherspoon reporting live for the No Network News.
Hello, I'm Mocha Black, and I'd like to take a minute of your time to talk to you about something that's very near and dear to my heart: breast cancer awareness. Breast cancer affects millions of women around the globe daily. I could give you more statistics, but that's not what this message is about. This is a support message. So please, ladies, take care of yourselves, get your mammograms and regular checkups. Breast cancer has affected me personally because I lost my mom 15 years ago to breast cancer. So in memory of her and all the ones that have lost the battle, If you please go to my website, www.mochablack.net, and purchase any pink t-shirt, I will donate proceeds to breast cancer awareness and research. Again, we love you all. God bless you. I'm Mocha Black, and I care.
Hey, what's really good, y'all? I'm Al Bynum. I'm an actor, writer, DJ, and a basketball coach. But listen, make sure you tune into that hit show, After Dark, with the creator and host, my main man, Shawn Cornelius, a.k.a. Shawn Boogie. Hey, listen, make sure you watch. You won't be disappointed. I promise you. All right? Peace.
All right. Welcome back to After Dark with Shawn Cornelius.
I put my love daddy hat on, bro.
I don't know what happened, why you wouldn't change your hat. My special guest.
You was talking about love. I got to get in the mood, man.
Greg Big Daddy Patterson, comedian and father and husband and all that good stuff. And right now, man, we've been having a good time talking with you the first half of the show. But I need you to do your Big Daddy, because that's kind of like a sexy name. And just say, give me an abracadabra. That's all. Just give me an abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
Yeah, just say abracadabra and love that in Big Daddy version.
Abracadabra.
We are now in the we are now in the love zone, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. But we're gonna rock and roll. You've been married for quite some time, for a long time.
Yeah.
You're a romantic dude.
To the same girl.
Yeah, to the same person. I thought I didn't have to say that, but I guess I did.
Yeah, and she's a glutton for punishment.
We got to mention Cheryl, and Cheryl's a good friend of mine, obviously, and Greg's wife. I mentioned her. Hello to Cheryl. But we want to find out some things about Big Daddy in this love zone. Cheryl's name might pop up. We'll see what happens. But let's go from the beginning and give us your definition, your short definition of love. What is love to Greg Big Daddy Patterson?
Yeah, in my opinion, and this has been years in the making, because I really didn't realize this while I was just like going through it as a younger guy and everything. She and I were dating for about 8 years before my son came along. And we knew then at that point that we need to make this official. But I think love is the way you feel about yourself when you with that person.
Right. Okay, keep going.
I felt great about myself, and she's different. She's a real country girl. I mean, country. Remember we went over to her house and they had that sign say Camp Horn now, and you're like, well, what are y'all in Korea? I was GCG, you drive all the way back here, man. I drive all the way back up there to see her, man. She was worth it.
Okay.
And she brought a different perspective for me. She's the one that actually, like, you always talking about doing this comedy, you talking about this joke you made up in the car. Why don't you just go to the Comedy Zone and whatever and stuff, man? And I'm like, you can do that? Seriously, you could really do that? You know, like, okay, yeah, I guess I'll do that.
So pretty much.
We've had our battles, but
yes, you have.
Yeah, she's definitely my all in all, man.
Could you stop at this point, bigging her up as much as you are, just to get good points? Cause we got to finish the show. We got to do the show. You know what I mean?
Yo, man, I'm trying to tell you, bro. You wanted me to give you the facts and the truth, man.
I'm giving you the facts, but we're still on the time limit.
Yes, sir. Let's move on.
Oh, thank you very much. What is your definition of romance? And if you say Cheryl again, I'll go with it. But whatever.
No.
What is your definition of romance?
Romance is you can't be stagnant. One thing I want to say is that if this is what you did to get her, you got to continue doing that same thing to keep her. Romance is going out to dinner, going to the movies, doing things together instead of like, getting stagnant with this relationship. Keep it moving. With Cheryl and I, well, I'm not supposed to say Cheryl again, but we go out. I travel a lot. In this age, we got the opportunity, and we travel a lot. We were in Minnesota to the Cowboys game, and when I love Prince, man. Shawn, you had to listen to me sing Prince, even if you didn't want to. We've been riding together
all the time.
I'm a Prince dude, man, and we set aside a day to do date night and things of this nature. So, you just got to keep it fresh, man. Got to keep it fresh.
Since you mentioned that, tell us about an example of your favorite date, romantic date.
Yeah. With me and her, our schedules are really busy. Dinner and a movie. Simple. Dinner and a movie, candlelight when we get back home. Yeah, that's out of work. We do staycations. Like going to Savannah. Savannah is a skip and a hop down the street, basically.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. What are staycations for you?
Yeah. Just go spend a night in Savannah. Just go get a hotel room and spend a night in Savannah. Spend one night in Savannah. Just go do Savannah. We got the whole day off. It only takes us an hour and a half, 2 hours to get there. And you spend the night there, come back home, go back to work.
All right, fantastic. All right, so now you're rolling down the street, right? And you're just kicking it. And you kick a bottle, and I pop out. I'm your genie. But I only have one wish because I'm working my way up to 3 wishes. But your wish you can have, but it has to include love. What is your one wish?
My one wish, and it has to include love.
Yes, sir.
And it has to be about romantic? Love.
No. Well, it's love. Love is the word. It has to have love in it. Whether it's an action or whatever your thought process, but love is wrapped around this wish.
This might sound a little cliche to you, maybe, but if I just had that one, I wish that the whole world could love each other, man. I really do.
Hey, whatever works for you, man. That's a beautiful thought process.
I just see all the hate and all the crap. Being in they call right now we're known as the Roaring 20s, kind of like piggybacking off the 20s in 100 years ago. Right. From what happened since the time of the pandemic to now, you could just go by boom, 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 thing after everything. Just so much is going on right before our eyes, and it's going to be our scholars' dream, 25, 30 years from now to look at what has happened, and we're still not even in 23 yet. So I just want to walk outside and wonder whether or not I'm gonna get beaten down by a cop or shot by somebody that looks like me. You know what I mean? It's just
right.
I just hate the way things are right now.
Understood. Totally understood. Greg, what makes you so unique? What makes Greg Patterson unique from everyone else? And that's the question. What makes you unique?
I think I'm a person to actually learn from my mistakes, and I think more now as I get older about some of the. Because Shawn, you kind of hit on a little bit. I was a very kind of high-strung individual. I'm not gonna back down from anybody. I'm not gonna take the back seat to anybody. And I've learned that and through you, some more talking from Cheryl, and and I can hear my dad in my head sometimes, like, man, sometimes you just need to you can't win every battle. You can't fight every battle. Sometimes you just gotta let things be and just move on. I've always been a leader and not a follower, and sometimes you just gotta kick back and just let things be, man. And just not worry about that situation. I think I put so much pressure on myself because I'm a very competitive person, and I think that I've learned how to control that to a point. And you've been preaching that to me for about 20 years.
Yes, I have been. Yes, you are. But that's who Greg is. You know, it's a competitive dude. But it's very nice to hear the progression, the age. You know, when
Yeah,
you learn, we all do. We
yeah,
all progress. We all age. We all get things right later on. You know, because we've been through it. So
yeah.
that's a wonderful thing. All right, from 1 to 10, which this could be more, and I know it's more with you. Where would you put yourself on the love scale?
On
On
the
a
love
scale
scale,
of one, on a scale of 1 to 10, but it could be more, obviously. Yeah.
well, I could actually be Sean like up there in that like 8 to 10 in between those two because I am the love daddy, but
Well,
that just
whatever
only the
works.
one
Yes.
girl. There's only one
I,
girl,
I,
that's my baby. So I'm the love daddy.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I take it. So 8 to 10, but you got to give me a number.
I'll take the 8. I'll be humble. I'll be Shawn Cornelius today. I'll be 8.
No, you can't be Shawn Cornelius. Don't be trying to put that out there like you. Don't be trying to put me out there on a limb, brother. All right, okay. Well, eight. Eight is cool.
I'm a romantic guy, so I like to do romantic things. I still send her like every now and then. She goes to the mailbox. She might find a card in it. You know,
Okay,
I
that's
mail
sweet.
it to her. Yeah,
If
that's
you
what I
mail it,
used
that
to
means you
do.
spend the money. You ain't cheap.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
know.
I actually mail. I actually go put it in a mailbox and have the postman mail it to her. So that's what I used to do when we were first started talking. I mean, because I didn't have no gas money to keep going up on
Yeah,
you.
exactly. I knew it was something. I knew it was something.
That was a long way, boy.
We were. All right. So, okay, good. Let me make you think for a second. Respect, honesty, and trust. You got those three things: respect, honesty, and trust. You can
Mhm.
only get rid of one. For this show, you have to get rid of one, and you can have a successful relationship. Which one are you getting rid of out of respect, honesty, and trust?
Well, isn't that a conundrum?
Yeah,
Respect, honesty, and trust, boy.
yeah.
Respect is way up there for me. Respect is way up there for me. But I mean, how could you have a relationship without honesty and trust? So respect has to be the last one out.
I don't know what you can do. Whatever you can do with your
You
situation.
can't have a relationship without honesty and trust. But I don't know. You can have a lack of respect either. So, um, oh man, that is. I would have to take out the respect because if I can't trust her and she's not honest, yeah, it has to be respect. I have to. We have to work it out from that point because if there's no honesty or no trust, then there's no relationship.
I got you. All right. That's cool with me. Whatever works. Okay. Now, love or money? Which one would you have to have? Love or money?
Well, one thing, if you're gonna live in this world, you have to have money. So, bye,
That's a
honey.
fact.
I love you, baby.
That's totally the truth. You gotta have money, brother. Okay, all right. Let me see. Let me give you
Yeah,
an easy one before we go into the game in a few minutes. Um, Give me 5 things that you love about this world, and short, make them short because we're running low on time.
got it.
5 things that you love about the world. 5 things that you love.
Friendship.
Okay.
Love, companionship, family.
That's pretty good. You got one more.
Marvel movies.
Marvel movies. Which character would you be if you had a chance? Someone said, "All right, Greg, going to let you be this character for a day." Who would you be?
Black Panther.
Very good. Wakanda, my brother.
Yep.
Wakanda works out. Give me three things, three unattractive things that people can know that just period unattractive. Greg Big Daddy Patterson doesn't appreciate.
Ego.
Okay.
Ego is huge for me. Three unattractive things: liars and backstabbers.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Maybe we can do one more. Three attractive things. Three attractive things to Greg Big Daddy Patterson. The opposite sex that a woman has.
Cleanliness, beautiful smile, and be approachable. Not every guy is trying to holler at you, just, be approachable. Somebody could just say something really nice that can make your day, make your week.
Right. Okay. All right. You pretty much got these down, but I should have known better to know that, that you basically have these answers. You got them together already. A man that's been married almost 30 years and has been who's very romantic, right? You should have them anyway.
I should. I'm still a work in progress, man. I'm still a work in progress.
All right. Well, okay. Well, let me look here. I think there's one more. No, I think we. Yeah. Okay. This one might work, but this is going to be about obviously Cheryl. How long did it take you to say "I love you" to Cheryl?
Cheryl and I, we talked on the phone for about 4 months before I decided to go meet her, because I was like already kind of like seeing somebody at the time.
Right.
So
Right.
we just talked. She was just somebody that my brother knew her girlfriend and stuff. So we just talked, and I think the first time that I met her, I would say about 3 weeks after I met her, so about 5 months. I told her I love her.
All right. So 5 months, then
Yeah.
that's your time.
Yes.
All right, Greg Big Daddy Patterson. Let's see. People know a little bit about you. They know a little about your comedy game. They know about what you did while you were doing stand-up comedy with me. They don't know a whole bunch about what we did. They know a little bit about our travel situation, which is cool, which they don't know about a whole bunch of our travel situations. But this ain't that kind of show.
Take it to the grave. Take it to the grave.
We're gonna find out about some of your favorites really quickly, which means the show is just almost over, man. But I've enjoyed this so much, and I know that you're wearing your Dallas Cowboy hat because you're a Dallas Cowboy fan all the way through.
This is the romantic Dallas Cowboy hat.
That's the romantic Dallas Cowboy hat?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, you can't take my title while I got it on screen. The romantic.
No. I can't touch that now. I can't touch that.
But you are older. But you are older
Yes.
than I am.
Yes.
So you did get that before. So I gotta give you props on that. All right. Here we go. Greg Big Daddy Patterson's favorites. And you can answer these straightforward, straight out. Favorite food?
Right. Spaghetti.
Favorite movie?
Black Panther. No, Godfather. I gotta stick with the basic.
Okay.
The Godfather.
All right. Favorite book?
Of Mice and Men.
All right. Okay. Favorite flower?
Roses.
favorite drink?
Charleston sweet tea, baby.
Okay, yeah, that sweet tea is pretty good. Favorite TV show of all time?
You know, this is gonna be tough, but it's gonna probably be Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones TV show.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. And I already know this one. Favorite singer?
Prince, of course.
Favorite state, man?
Favorite what?
State. STATE.
Favorite state?
Yes.
Probably Florida.
All right. Favorite vacation spot?
Uh, been so much places. Let's say Texas.
And this one will probably be. Say again.
Colorado Springs.
Colorado Springs. All right. And this one should probably be very easy as well. This is the last one to get you off the favorites. Favorite sexual position?
Doggy baby.
He answered that one right away.
Doggy.
Greg Patterson.
That's just playing around, but when it comes to that,
when it comes to doggy, it's all over.
It's over.
Greg Big Daddy Patterson, with that answer, man, you have now just been released from the favorite zone, and we're gonna put you. That's really basically it. You've done the show, man.
Yeah, long time coming, Shawn. I'm very, very pleased to do this, man. And hey, you know, you're one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, man. And you're my dog, man. You know, I love you, man. We talk twice a week, 3 times a week, man. And I know what's going on with you. You know what's going on with me. Where we down, we lift each other up. We've been each other's dad that we both had when we met each other, and then we both don't have anymore. And I know that if something going on, I need to talk to Shawn and vice versa. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you very much, man. And I'm saying this in front of all these people that watch the show. I love you very much, and thank you for being there in the times. Thank you for being there in the not the times, and thank you just for being around. And you're a good person, and you're just somebody good to have as a friend, man.
Yeah, you too, brother. Always.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining me. Hang loose, man. I want to thank Greg Big Daddy Patterson for being a part of the show tonight, After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. Thank you so much. And you guys can tune in again every Monday night at 10:30 and catch After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. So I want to say as we leave, and I'm going partying, please go with God in your heart. Have a peace of mind. Have a wonderful, wonderful tomorrow. And as my mother and dad watch over and protect me, I want to be thankful for everything that I've been given. God bless you. Catch you the next time. Greg Big Daddy Patterson was my guest. Dallas Cowboys. We're both here. And hang loose. I'll be with you. And thank you again so much, man, for hanging loose.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.